we need to look again at the level of tuition fees. We've already frozen the maximum level of tuition fees and raised the threshold at which graduates have to start paying back their loans. But when in 2012 the tuition fee cap was raised to £9,000, most predictions were that the full amount would only be charged by the top universities for the highest quality and most prestigious and potentially lucrative degrees. That is not what has happened. The vast majority of degrees are now set at the maximum fee, and the panel's report rightly questions whether that is acceptable. After all, plenty of courses do not cost the full current rate of £9,250 per student per year to teach. And while the majority provide good outcomes for students, we know that's no longer true across the board. Indeed, the report rightly calls for further action to drive out the minority of degrees that are of poor quality, and I hope to see the Office for Students using the powers we have given it to do just that. So there's much to be said for the panel's proposal to cut fees and top up the money from government, protecting the sector's income overall, but focusing more of that investment on high-quality and high-value courses. The top-up funding would come from an increased teaching grant, with funding distributed in a way that reflects each subject's reasonable cost and value. I want this to be a country where every young person, regardless of which school they go to or what their parents do for a living, is able to follow a similar path if they so choose and it's right for them. Nobody should feel they have to go to university, and that applies to children from middle-class backgrounds just as much as anyone. But nor should anybody feel that because of who they are or where they're from, the world of HE is one that is not open to them because it will cost too much. In 2015, the decision was taken to replace maintenance grants with loans, allowing us to raise the maximum level of maintenance support for students in England to among the highest in the world. These loans are not like ordinary debt and are only paid off when you're earning a good salary. But talking to young people from less well-off backgrounds, I've heard too often how this financial outlay can deter them from applying for university at all. I've spoken to parents and grandparents forced to scrimp and save to fund their children and grandchildren through university. And I've seen how young graduates starting out in their adult lives feel down by the burden of student debt. So I was not surprised to see the panel argue for the reintroduction of means-tested maintenance grants, both for university students and those studying for higher technical qualifications. Such a move would ensure students are supported whichever route they choose and save those from the poorest backgrounds over £9,000. It will be up to the government to decide at the upcoming spending review whether to follow their recommendation. But my view is very clear. Removing maintenance grants from the least well-off students has not worked, and I believe it is time to bring them back.